Take a nice, big, deep breath. Go on, try it. Feel that satisfying rush as your lungs fill up? What you're breathing in is a wonderful mixture of gases. The most important part for us is oxygen. It makes up about 21% of our atmosphere. Most of the rest is nitrogen. Oxygen is the superstar that makes life possible. Now, a thought experiment. Imagine all the oxygen on Earth vanished. Not forever, just 5 short seconds. You might think, I can hold my breath for 5 seconds. And you'd be right, your body likely wouldn't notice in that brief window. Breathing pattern stays normal. Lungs don't register the change. But while you hold your breath, the world would transform catastrophically. Oxygen isn't just for breathing. It's active in countless chemical processes. It's a building block for things we take for granted. Removing it even for a heartbeat is like pulling a critical Jenga block. The entire structure becomes instantly unstable. Picture the world's greatest architectural achievements. The massive Hoover Dam holding back the Colorado River, the majestic dome of the Pantheon in Rome, any modern skyscraper reaching for the clouds. In our 5-second oxygen-free world, these structures would instantly crumble into massive piles of dust, because oxygen acts as a crucial binding agent in concrete. It's a key part of the oxidation process that gives concrete its incredible strength and rigidity. Without oxygen, concrete is no longer a solid material. It's just a loose collection of sand and gravel, unable to support its own weight, let alone the weight of a bridge or a building. Think about all the untreated metals around us. Right now, most metals have a thin layer of oxidation on their surface. This layer acts as a protective barrier, preventing them from instantly welding together on contact. If you were to remove all the oxygen from the atmosphere, this protective layer would vanish in a flash. Any two pieces of untreated metal touching each other would instantly and permanently fuse together. While buildings are turning to dust, your own body would experience a sudden and violent shock. The disappearance of oxygen would mean a sudden loss of about 21% of our atmospheric pressure. This change would be as dramatic as instantly teleporting from sea level to an altitude of over 2,000 meters. They would have absolutely no time to adapt to such an instantaneous and extreme drop, leading to a painful and explosive rupture of our eardrums. As the world around you disintegrates, you might look up expecting to see the familiar blue sky. Instead, you would be met with complete and utter darkness. Our sky is blue because sunlight scatters as it bounces off the countless particles in our atmosphere, including oxygen molecules. Take away 21% of those particles, and there are far fewer things for the light to reflect off. The sky wouldn't just turn a darker shade of blue, it would become a black, inky void, as if day had instantly turned into the deepest night. Every internal combustion engine on the planet would instantly fail. Fire, the process of combustion, requires 3 things. Fuel, heat, oxygen. Without oxygen, there can be no fire. That means every gasoline and diesel-powered car, truck, and bus, millions of vehicles would suddenly become useless metal boxes, coasting to a stop wherever they happen to be, clogging highways and city streets in an instant gridlock of silent machinery. The failure of combustion would have even more terrifying consequences in the air. Every plane, helicopter, and jet with a combustion-based engine would lose power simultaneously. These massive aircraft would no longer be flying machines but simply very heavy gliders with no hope of restarting their engines. Pilots would be helpless as their planes began to fall from the dark sky. Just when you think things couldn't possibly get any worse, the very ground beneath your feet would begin to give way. This might be the most shocking fact of all. The Earth's crust is made up of about 45% oxygen. It's not in a gaseous form, of course, but is bound up in silicate minerals and other compounds that form the rocks and soil we stand on. Oxygen is the fundamental glue holding the lithosphere together. Without it, the structural integrity of the entire planetary crust would be compromised on a cataclysmic scale. The moment the oxygen vanished, the crust would lose a massive portion of its mass and composition. It would begin to crumble and break apart. This wouldn't be a localized earthquake or a sinkhole, it would be a global event. The very foundation of our world would disintegrate, leading to a continuous planet-wide collapse. There would be no safe place to stand, as every continent, mountain, and ocean floor would be caught in this process of dissolution. The world would, quite literally, fall apart from the inside out, losing its very substance. As the crust crumbles, everyone and everything on the surface would be sent into a terrifying freefall. It would be a sensation of falling into a bottomless pit, as the ground beneath you simply ceases to exist. Fortunately, after those 5 terrifying seconds are up, the oxygen would snap back into existence. You can take another deep, calming breath of 21% oxygen and feel happy knowing that our planet isn't going to pull such a disappearing act.